The hello. Yes. Yes. Yes, sir. This has been a long time since I've pushed this button. We got some to never give you the blues.
Now let's get ready for the KOA.
It's Miracle!
Well, apparently, Decrepit Storm can't hear you. Fantastic.
You can't. They can't hear me. It updated my mic. They should be able to hear me now.
Oh, yep. There you go.
Yeah, it updated my
Okay.
mic. It updated my mic. So they didn't hear that whole intro. It updated my mic earlier today, and when it updated my mic, it set everything to default. And I don't know what
Right.
I don't know what my PC picks up when it goes to default. It could, because there's so many audio sources. It could be my web camera. It could be my other web
Yeah.
camera. It could be a whole bunch. It could be my
The hole in the wall.
yeah, yeah. The FBI watching.
Hello,
See,
God.
Yeah.
See tactics.
Just know that was one of the best intros that you'll ever hear from the
Yeah.
the KOA podcast.
We will never hear anything like that ever again. Dear God. All right. I'm just going to speed run the news today, but it's just a little bit of things that are newsworthy as of right now. I guess solo leveling is breaking records left and right. In less than 24 hours, it has broken over 5 different records. Fastest to 100K, fastest other crap, highest rating, I don't know, just like a bunch of stuff in less than a span of 24 hours. I've yet to see anything to do with solo leveling. I do know it has something to do with this lady sniffing the main character because he smells good.
So you know the joys of young sniff. That's what I call her.
Mm-hmm. The joys of young sniff. I know that, but I don't know much anything else of the series. Maybe I'll give it a watch just to finally say, okay, I watched it. But other than that, I'm not like dying to see it. One Piece was review bombed on Crunchyroll. It went from a 4.9 to a drum roll, please, a 4.8.
No. Okay.
Why it got review bombed, I have no idea. Like, is there something going on in the One Piece community where people are mad at it or something?
This is the anime this is happening for, or the manga?
Well, apparently it says One Piece was review bombed on Crunchyroll. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's the anime. I don't think the manga's on there.
I have no idea what's going on in the One Piece manga, or manga and anime at this point, because now the anime has like gone way past my manga knowledge. So I think my One Piece knowledge as far as the anime is like 2 to 3 years removed at this point.
Okay.
Yeah.
ReZero Season 4 is currently in production, so they're working on it. So all you ReZero fans out there, you got something looking forward to. Big Black Elf Reverse Isekai Anime will have an uncensored version.
Can you repeat that one more time?
Big Black Elf Reverse Isekai Anime.
And it's having an uncensored version.
An uncensored version, yes, for all you degenerates out there.
I've never heard of a BBE. That's a new one.
Me neither.
That's a new one.
Naruto was the most watched anime on Netflix, apparently.
That's not surprising.
No, not surprising at all. You've seen the new season of Invincible?
No, I haven't. I've heard nothing but high praise for it though.
Fan-fucking-tastic. I watched the whole series, finally got caught up with it just in time to watch the last episode, which came out last Thursday. I won't say much because I don't want to spoil anybody, want everybody to get caught up and whatnot, but I will say this, it's the best season so far of Invincible, and like the last 2 or 3 episodes are like some of the best in the whole franchise. Like they're really good. Like, and that was the thing that I was reading there, is that it's the last like 3 episodes are like some of the highest ranked, like 9.9 on IMDb, and just really, really good. So, if you haven't gotten a chance to watch Invincible, now's definitely a time to do so, because you got 3 seasons to watch it, and season 4 is currently in production, but it won't come out until like 2026, to be expected when it comes to anything that's animated. But I'm looking forward to it. Good stuff. Great stuff to look forward to, especially with how it ended.
Yeah. Like I said, I've seen high praise for especially the last episode, but the season in totality. Usually with stuff, the only thing that I've been trying to keep I've been up to date with as far as a TV show is The Boys. That's the only thing that I try to stay up to date with, and that's because I know I will get spoiled otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
With Invincible, it's weird. I guess it's not that weird just because I'm not on social media anymore, other than like YouTube or Blue Sky. So I don't really run any risk with spoilers with any other TV show that I'm watching, which is not a lot. I watched a couple of episodes of Invincible, never finished it, but it's cool that it's having a knockout season, and it seems like it's consensus,
Yeah, I'm happy. I'm real happy for it. It's a really good show. I'm glad that it can take. It basically took off from where it was, because I feel like every season it just got better and better. Because the first season was a stepping stone, then everything else after that, you're just like, whoa, what's gonna happen next?
Yeah.
For sure. So that's it for the KOA news. Nothing really much to talk about. There's not really much really to go on, but yeah, guess we'll jump right into our Nakama Club tonight. And the Nakama Club is Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Alchemist. Alchemist.
We're going to be talking about episodes 55, 56, and 57. And boy, did those episodes fly by. I feel like there was so many things that happened in each episode. But we're going to start off with 55. The fucking meme happened this episode.
The meme?
The meme where Armstrong and dude were doing the arm thing, shaking the hands.
Classic.
People screenshot that picture and they like put like stuff underneath it all the time. Like they'll use it. Yeah, it's usually you can just type up Fullmetal Alchemist meme. It's usually one of the first thing that pops up is that. And I was like, this is where the episode where it comes from.
Yeah.
Cool. I loved it. I especially loved just the overall just testosterone and manliness between I'm sorry. I know Armstrong, but what's
Sig? It's Sig.
Sig. I couldn't remember his damn name. It's Izumi's husband.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but Sig be sick with his arms and everything, and Armstrong's also flexing too. They were having a bromance.
I like
this
too.
episode.
I like too how they're both different types of strength. Because Sig has like the I want to call it like the farmer or like lumberjack type of strength, where you know he's not cut or anything like that. He's just like really big, and you know,
right.
He just doesn't have that strength that's like Instagram worthy. But of course, Armstrong is chiseled to the T.
Right. That's actually a really good comparison. You know, because you come across bigger guys. You know, they may look a bit fat, but underneath it's like they're not fat. That's like all muscle. They can lift some heavy things. But then, yeah, you have the Instagram model that is Alex Louise Armstrong.
Muscles.
Yeah, they took down Sloth this episode.
Yeah, another homunculi dead.
Another one bites the dust. At least he gets to finally rest in peace because everything was just a pain for him.
Living is pain.
It was almost kind of sad hearing him at the end where he's like, I don't know what it is to die. I wonder what it will feel like.
Yeah.
Will it hurt?
Yeah, I mean, Sloth, I feel, is the most uninteresting homunculi. Even the way Sloth goes out is pretty, I won't call it anticlimactic because it's where Sig comes in and Izumi. So it's not anticlimactic. It just feels like, damn, that's how they die. There's no like big thing that really happens. It's a big moment that happens before, but the death itself kind of just happens, and you're like, well, okay,
right.
It almost feels like Sloth was almost an afterthought in all of this.
You know what it reminds me? It reminds me of Bleach. How we unveiled one of the Espartas was one of the strongest one. He went from 10 and then the 1 dissolves and it turns into 0. And you're like, oh shit, he's the strongest. Of all
Yami.
What the
Yami.
Yeah. What the fuck's he gonna do? Just like here in Fullmetal, he's the fastest of all the homunculus. Oh my god, what's he gonna do? And both of them were such a great disappointment. One of them gets killed off screen. And then the other one, Sloth is just, he just gets a body suplex into the ground and gets poked, and then, that's it. It is very underwhelming.
Yeah, even like the regenerations, because if you just like counted all the regenerations, I feel like Sloth didn't have that many. Because you think about
maybe
all
2 or 3.
You think about all the times these homunculi died, and you're like, it took a lot for Lust to die. It took a couple of burns, more than a couple, maybe even a dozen or so. And she had deaths even before then. Same with Gluttony. Pride, not so much, I guess you can say. But it just felt like it took more for these homunculi to die.
Yeah.
With the exception of the Sloth.
I feel like Sloth was just the redheaded stepchild. It's just like, let Sloth go ahead and like dig a tunnel, dig a hole, just let him do his thing. They probably probably don't even care or even know that he's dead.
Oh no, 100% nobody knows he's dead.
And nor do they care. They're probably just like, I felt myself get weak just a little bit. This is what Father's saying. It was probably just indigestion. It's just gas.
Whatever. I mean, I think Sloth doesn't even really have interactions with any of the other homunculi other than Pride, who just goes like, "Hey, get in the hole and dig." Okay.
Yeah, that's literally all. Yeah, that was it. It's like, damn it, I want to rest. I know. I feel bad for him in a way. His whole existence was just to dig a tunnel.
Yeah, I mean, it works thematically. I just don't think it works on the base desires of just being entertaining. You know, Sloth just feels very forgettable, especially in comparison to all these other homunculi. You got greed, you got lust, you got envy. Whew. And we got one to talk about, certainly. We got one to talk about.
For sure.
But
no one's making a fan fiction of Sloth X anybody from the series.
Don't say that, EA, because there most certainly is. There's fan fiction of everything.
The sex is paid.
I don't want to move. You ride me.
You get on top. Oh my god.
But the episode starts with Riza thanking Scar for his involvement in getting him back, or Roy that is, back to his senses. With and Riza's very conscientious of how she would be perceived by someone like Scar, given that she had a significant role in the Ishvalan War, being one of the elite snipers. So she prefaced what she says by saying, I know you probably don't want to hear this, it being from an Amestrian, but I seriously want to thank you for helping out Roy. It seems like with Scar's reaction to that, it seems like Scar has really gone full circle and become a good guy, essentially.
Yeah. I think once he let go of all that hate, he basically he realized that he didn't have to. He could change the world not through revenge, but sometimes there are more important things in the world than just petty revenge. Because in this case, he wanted to get revenge on everybody in from Central and whatnot. But I think it's one of those two realization he was nothing more than just a puppet, just to like play in the homunculi's little game. And for sure, I think at that point when you realize you're being played and you're not going to tap dance for anybody anymore, and you're going to do your own thing, stand for something better. That's I think that's what Scar is doing now. He's doing it not for himself, but for the greater good.
Yeah, I think it calls back to that whole idea of one is all is one type of thing, because that is just saying that you're just you're a cog in the system, the ecosystem of the world. And it's hard to just call it it's not just Scar who's representing himself as an individual. He's representing his country of Ishval. But at the same time, Ishval is still a minor thing, or a minor entity in the world, because this threat goes way further than his own desire for revenge. The threat is basically the extinction of humans as we know them, and replacing them with these, as Riza said, the white guys. So that's what Scar is faced with.
The white guys. Huh?
Riza, what?
It's like, I'm standing right here.
But
God. Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was a really good moment.
Yeah, nice little callback, and I love how even when all this is happening, Roy is just like acting as if he wasn't about to kill everybody just to get after Envy. He's just like, oh, nothing, and fucking, Edward's just like, what? You just, for 2 seconds ago, you were just trying to kill me, and now you're acting like everything's fine, you jerk.
Yeah, he was doing the whole Sooner Day thing. Like, I wasn't going to actually kill you.
I just wanted to give you a bruise.
Yeah.
That's all. My God.
Yeah, so we kind of go back to the other front of the war, which is the Briggs versus the Central soldiers. Briggs and I guess Roy's men as well. But the Briggs soldiers are kind of in the forefront of what's going on right now. Given that Roy's men have already established themselves as the good guys, so to speak, while the Briggs soldiers are being touted as the insurrectionists, and we're going to go further into that. But they hold the operation center, so it's like, okay, we're gaining more victories, and then Buccaneer is to hold the gate, making sure that nothing will get out, because they don't want none of these immortals to go out into the open and cause havoc there. So yeah, Buccaneer is or Olivier orders Buccaneer, hold it down. No matter what happens to me, make sure you don't open that gate for anybody. Buccaneer's like, yes, sir.
You got it.
Yeah.
Me and my cool mohawk and giant hand will do your bidding.
That was another thing too. So is it confirmed that Buccaneer's a virgin? Because he already had that thing where he was kind of like jealous of Ed having Winry, and now he's like, he does something cool in front of these 3 girls,
and he blushes.
Yeah, he's like, I'm like, is he like a little girl or something? What's going on?
Tee. Oh, they're so kawaii and cute.
Yeah.
I'll get the safety, ma'am. Get the safety.
I mean,
my God,
I wouldn't be that surprised given that he's in Briggs, and I don't think there's, now that we think about it, were there any women in Briggs?
Other than Olivier, and I don't see her giving it up.
Oh yeah, no. So I mean, maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. There's just no women in Briggs, so he's just like,
I demand sex. You, Buccaneer, come to my chambers.
I wouldn't be surprised. I'm going to just say it. I've read some Fullmetal Alchemist fan fiction, and some of them kind of went like that with Olivier. Because I read one of Olivier and who was it? Was it Roy?
Buccaneer? Oh,
No,
Roy.
I think it was Roy. Yeah, and it kind of went like how you said. Like almost literally like, hey, you come to my chambers, I'm going to fuck you.
Wow. I mean, that's how she would get down. No lie. She would be upfront about it. It's been a long time since I got me some good dick. You're coming down to the chambers now.
I need to pent up some stress. You'll do.
Okay. Shit.
I guess.
Okay.
Right.
I'll take off the glove. I'll take off this glove and put on another one.
Oh my God.
My God. Well.
But yeah, what did you think about Izumi coming in?
That was cool. It did show her at the tail end of the last episode, but it was neat just to see her come in and kind of provide help. I mean, that just kind of shows how dire this whole situation is, where even people who know good and God knows well they shouldn't be there. She's just like, well, let me just offer some help because, they're going to need all the help they can get. And sure enough, it was kind of interesting just to see the interaction between Olivier and Izumi, where it's like, hey, remember me? I went through Fort Briggs and ate all your food.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember you.
Yeah, I don't even think they acknowledged that specific moment happening, but like we as the audience knew that happened. So I thought that was really cool. Like we can tell this is the final act of Fullmetal Alchemist, where everybody who is important to the story is now having some involvement with this segment of the story. So
Mhm.
I think because this happens in a lot of battle shonen series, and I feel like sometimes when you throw all the, a big cast together and put them in a final battle, sometimes it feels kind of clunky. Like you're like,
Mhm.
this character really doesn't belong here. I feel like this has been pretty natural, if not for anything, just for us getting these character interactions that they've led up to well. Like the whole Olivier and Izumi thing makes sense given they had a like 20-year history together without them really knowing.
Yeah. Yeah, it was nice just to see them interact with one another. Two strong females just that could literally own anybody, just having a conversation just like, are we badass? Yeah, we're badass.
Yeah. But yeah,
I'm Edward's teacher. Oh damn.
I also
No wonder I hate.
I also like the fact that Sig is there and he's just a guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's not an alchemist. He's not military or anything. He's literally. It's funny that Izumi always calls herself the housewife or whatever, but he's literally just the husband. He has no fucking role or anything. Yet he's punching out homunculi. That is hilarious.
Yeah, he's I don't think he knows any kind of alchemy or anything, but yeah, he's totally just I'm just here. He's a good husband.
Yeah. I mean, we can maybe assume that he has some martial arts training, given that Izumi is a martial artist. So I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah. And also, I just don't think that Izumi would date somebody who could not fight. She just seems like that type.
Maybe she just likes big cuddly teddy bears because like he's a big dude and she just likes to cuddle.
I mean, Sega's been a nice dude. He's never been rude. If anything, he's always been the one to kind of bridge the gap between people. Like remember when Izumi kicked out Ed and Al and said they're expelled, and he kind of he had to be the one to go, hey guys, you're not master and student anymore, but you guys can still have a relationship. And they were like, oh, thanks, Ed.
Yeah. He's basically the what's the word? The mitigator, so to speak, where he's just kind of like, I'm just here to, she's pissed off right now, but she's gonna be fine. We're still good. This is what you can do. Yeah, that's essentially his role. He understands her.
Yeah. So he's a pretty like it's so crazy. Even the side characters that don't really have that much importance on the story are just generally likable.
Yeah, they really are. That just goes to show you the writing of the series and just how well everything went into these characters. That, as I mentioned before, when we see these characters reunite to for the greater good, and if we haven't seen them in a while, it's just really really cool just to see them, because it's not only is it a callback, but it's like, oh, we missed that character. They were such a cool character. Versus other shows where you're just like, oh, that character's there. I forgot about that character.
Yeah.
Why are they even here? Why now? Yeah, the mangaka did a good job for sure.
Yeah.
With writing these characters.
Yeah. Like I said, with everybody coming together for this final war, it felt very organic. It felt there was a gravitational pull for all these characters to get to this point. It didn't feel like, hey, we kind of didn't focus on this character for the majority of the series. Let's throw him at the final battle because, hey, they're here. We got to explain why they were important in the story for some reason. So
This is the most strongest man on the world. Yeah? How do you figure? Just believe me. Here they are. We
But
got an interaction between Daddy and father,
Daddy.
father and
the,
Holmheim.
the whole connotation of his character changes with that one change. Instead of father, daddy.
Yeah. So, father, Daddy. Oh,
Ew.
ew, Daddy. Ew. I don't want to be here anymore. You're grounded, gluttony. No, your name's Daddy now. I hate it. They had a pretty cool kind of like back and forth.
Yeah, it was cool with Hohenheim because he said he's less fun, which because I always thought Father was a very boring character, which I still think he is, but it's very intentional given that he cast out his sins. So even a character like Father, who I'm not really hyped to see, other than like his importance in the story, it all just makes sense and it clicks together because it's like, yeah, it would make sense that somebody who casts aside all of their sins and they're less of a human and they're trying to achieve this higher being of power. It kind of reminds me of Bran from Game of Thrones, like when he became the three-eyed raven. He just becomes a whole different character where it's like he can't even convey human emotions. He's just like, that day when I saw that battle, your shoes, they were glistening. Did you use the shoe polish I gave you for Christmas?
Well, no, I didn't get around to it. Use it now.
Or the whole world will suffer. What?
and then he becomes the king at the very end. It's what I always wanted. Wah, wah.
Why do you think I came all this way?
Oh, the delivery was so bad. I was like, me and my girlfriend were literally just, as soon as we saw it, we both groaned. We went, oh.
Ugh. The Christmas store said, Daddy has no sense. It's the why am I forgetting her name? The Nina impersonation. Daddy hurts. Daddy has no sense.
Oh my! That's terrible, man. That character's been long dead.
Yeah. But yeah. They had an interesting conversation. Father proclaims like his big thing. I don't know if this is our first time hearing his goal, but he says he wants to be a perfect being.
I think this is the first time.
Yeah,
this is it, because we finally wondered what all the circles and everything is. It's to be a perfect being. I'm like, oh, okay, that was what all that stuff was for. Okay, cool.
Yeah, which we don't know what that means exactly.
Right. It could literally mean anything. The perfect being. Never late to your dinner reservations? Is that kind of perfect?
Yeah. So going back to Buccaneer, Olivier tasked him with holding down the gate and making sure nobody would get in or out. And he ran into a little bit of trouble.
Pablo.
Yeah. The Fuhrer's back.
No. I mean, that was the wrong one. Yeah, the Fuhrer. I fucking knew he wasn't dead. I mean, it was a given.
I like too how in the middle of the episode you see him walking. It's when
he's pissed. He's walking with with purpose.
Yeah, because you see Al, cause something happened to their car or whatever, and then you see him walking, and then, he walks
Right.
right past them. You're like,
And you don't even know it's him.
wait, what? That's not who I think it is, right? And then you go to the
Right.
last part of it, and it's like, shit. And no, I don't think
Yeah.
anybody thought he was dead. It's just a matter of, ooh, he's back. I don't know if we can stop him.
Right. That was fun. Cool. He got up on the channel where everybody was talking, and he's just like, "Prepare for my arrival. I am back."
It's so cool. It's so cool. And what makes the tension rise is the fact that he's supposed to be from the public's perspective, he's still the hero. So when he goes, I'll deal with the insurrectionists. It's like the people are backing him because the story
That's his leader.
the story that Roy has concocted was basically, these people that ran in here blew up Bradley, and they're trying to take over the government. We're here to help Bradley, actually. So now when Bradley actually shows up, it's like, fuck.
Their whole plan is ruined by that point.
Yeah. And he has the authority, and most certainly what we saw the next episode, he has the strength. So,
he has the fucking power.
Yeah. So I guess with that being said, we might as well talk about episode 56 now.
Yeah, get into that fucking Bradley doesn't fuck around. He in that sword is almost Jedi in a way, where he's just commanding everything with just the swipe of just taking everybody in its path. Fucking cuts up a damn tank, and the tank's so scared that he's just moving backwards, like fuck.
The tank is moving backwards and actually gives him a pathway to get in. The guy he's in a tank, and he said, "Fuck no."
Imagine Saving Private Ryan when the Germans are in their war tanks and they see Tom Hanks and they're like, "Oh shit, run away!"
That's what you. A whole bunch of shit over.
Oh no.
Oh well. I didn't break anything, did I? No, it's all good. Goku. Nope. Yep, Goku. He's fine.
Oh. Yeah, a fall like that wouldn't hurt Goku.
I forgot how close I was. My bad. Anyway, yeah, it was literally just like, "Oh shit, it's Bradley. Run! Dude, we're in a tank. I don't give a shit. Let's go."
He ran for good reason, though, as we saw.
Yeah, he was cutting fucking bullet missiles, or not bullet. Oh my god, tank missiles in half with his sword. What's that sword made out of, by the way?
I don't know. Here's the thing about anime logic: the sword is as strong as the guy. Whatever it's made out of doesn't not matter. It's just how strong is the individual, because we literally have seen people get cut in half with like toothpicks and stuff. So it doesn't matter the durability of whatever they're wielding. It just matters who the wielder is, and it's really that simple.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah. But Bradley, he's leading the charge, so to speak, and everybody's just like, "Well, man, we might as well get behind our leader, lead the charge."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
they don't even know, but so yeah, but what you get, I guess we might as well keep talking about Bradley at this point. So what you get is Buccaneer and Fallman try to make a stand against him, and he just dismisses Buccaneer. And
Buccaneer. Oh,
yeah. And Buccaneer's not a slouch. It's not like Buccaneer's weak or anything like that. He's not one of the strongest characters in Fullmetal Alchemist, but I mean, he did give Ed trouble when Ed didn't have the right automail and whatnot. So he's not bad at all, but Bradley just makes him look like a toddler. Just dismisses him like he's nothing. And
yeah, slices him up, slices up his arm. I mean, he puts up a fight for the most part. He's like, I'm not done with, I got an arm missing and I'm not done with you yet. You and you pathetic humans never know when to give up. And just just fights him. Yeah, that was cool. That fight was cool. Then we get fucking Greed Ling again, popping in there. He's ready to fight. Oh my god, that was cool. And yes, essentially it was round 2. Buccaneer takes his sword with his abs as a way to be like, yeah, motherfucker, I'm gonna steal your sword and make you even without his sword, he's still doing crazy shit.
Yeah, he just picks up some dead soldier's knives and just gets to work.
Just has that double combination where the knives are behind and everything. Yeah, so cool. Yeah, everything about this episode was cool. Just see this. This is gonna sound bad, me talking smack about a show that we're watching, but this is
Kenshin.
How you do Yes, Kenshin. This is how you do a continuous fighting when it comes to it being episodic. I feel like the episodes should. It doesn't have to be fillerish. Like, it doesn't have to be like Naruto or Dragon Ball Z where the fights last 30 episodes, 50 episodes. What I'm saying is that there has to be a certain pace to it, and I feel like Fullmetal has perfected it. You know what I mean? I feel like there's a good balance of action and then breaks in between, and then back to action, more story, and it just kind of like ebbs and flows.
Yeah, for sure.
It's perfect.
For sure. I agree. And one aspect of fighting, because when people think of fighting, I think sometimes they immediately think to just choreography, and there's different elements that make a fight great. And one of the, for me at least, one of the most important aspects that make a fight great is the emotional weight of said fight.
Yeah, and for sure.
How, because wrestling, like, this is good, you can attest to this,
absolutely.
You don't just have great wrestlers fight each other. No, you create promos for them, you create a storyline around it, and you get people hyped to see. You had to get them interested in the people themselves for you to get interested in the actual fighting, because the wrestling part is just an aspect of it. The story part and how you care about it as a viewer is arguably the more important part of it. And I think Fullmetal Alchemist has, you can say whatever about the choreography. I mean, the choreography is still great, but the thing that it always excels at is making these fights emotionally satisfying. With like the exception of the sloth fight, that was just like whatever. But this Greed and Bradley thing, it has history behind it. It's Greed and Bradley's third time fighting, and it's Greed and Bradley's technically Ling fought Bradley 3 times, once as himself, 2 times in the body of Greed. Greed has fought on 1 time as himself, and now 2 times along with Ling. So there's big history that goes into this fight, and
for sure,
and like the whole aspect of Ling being the king of Xing, or aspiring to be the king of Xing, and his philosophies as far as what makes a king, and Bradley's philosophy of what makes a king, and him not really qualifying to even really be a king because he was propped up as one. Like, there's so much nuance that goes into why this fight is important and why you would be invested into this fight.
Absolutely. No, that is all very well said. Great fights are one thing, but I absolutely agree. There's something much more behind it when there's weight and there's urgency, and there's just the whole feeling of why should I care behind it. I think that's the most important part to a fight as well. You could have great choreography and it could be like an average movie. You can have films that are like that, and I've seen plenty of those in my day, but I just feel as if I agree when it comes to just having, it's like, I killed your father, or I did it. There's history behind it, and that we're going to have that huge payoff. And I feel like that's what this fight is currently in right now, where it's epic, so to speak. It's really cool.
Yeah, think about how quick we dropped God of High School. We got like a couple episodes into that show, and it wasn't.
And every episode was a fight.
Yeah, and that was the problem, though. It started off, we're like episode into it, and it went into a tournament arc already, and we're like, wait, what the fuck? We don't know these people.
Like, it's like, why do I care about all these people? That was terrible. God of High School.
And it's not like the choreography of the fights were bad. They were actually pretty good. It's just, again, you just didn't have any investment in what was going on because they immediately put you in the situation where it's like, yeah, you're getting all fights. It's like, but we don't know these characters. They're like, it doesn't matter. You're getting two people punching each other. Isn't that what you wanted? Yes, but no.
Right. It's like getting your favorite food, spoon fed to you. And then after a while, they keep spoon feeding it to you. And then they keep missing your mouth, and they get it in your eyes, and they get it in your nose and ears. And then eventually your whole face is covered with it. And you're just like, I don't want any more mashed potatoes or whatever it is I'm eating.
or it's just like sex with no foreplay. It's like, this is what I want. This is the end result of what I wanted. But can there be some build up to it at least, or no?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. You're literally just like, well, that was fun, I guess. Oh my god. Yeah. No, I agree. They do a very good job here in Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood.
It's definitely a lot of foreplay in Fullmetal Alchemist. That's what the F stands. That's what the F stands for.
Foreplay Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Wait.
I don't like this. I don't like that name.
Yeah, I don't like where that went either. But at the tail end of this fight, once again, we're paying it off with everybody coming into the series fighting. Fu comes on in, slices up a bunch of people coming up the stairs. Shoot. It's like, who is this guy? I knew it had to be somebody from Shing just because
the music.
Who else moves like that? And the music. The music. You hear something that sounds like it's from China or some Asian country, you're like, it's Shing. And he comes up and he's just like, oh, nice to meet you, Bradley. I see you took my granddaughter's arm.
And that's good.
I'll be taking yours. That is too.
Because I feel that with that when that happened, I don't think anybody in that moment where Bradley took her arm would have thought, Fu's going to get his revenge, I don't think anybody thought about that. I think people may have thought okay, this was a moment for Ling and Fu, and what it taught Ling, or the challenge that Ling was faced with, which was basically sometimes a king needs to make sacrifices, which he's unwilling to do. It was a good moment it was a good scene in a moment, but I don't think anybody thought it would lead to something bigger. But here Fu is, and he's like, no, I remember my granddaughter getting her arm took, and it was by you. I'm getting my revenge for that. And it's like, damn, I didn't expect no great payoff like that coming from this character.
Right. And I think moments like that, I feel like, whether, in any show or movie or whatever, where you don't see it coming from a character who barely has enough screen time, is what makes it cool too. Because that's what makes the character go from just being that side character to memorable. And they become this memorable character. You're just like, oh, fuck, what's he going to do? That's so awesome. Yeah, I love that.
Let me read a bit of the chat. The Crepper Storm said, I'm expecting CJ just join out of nowhere and say, greetings, I'm back. That's happened before, so. And the guys at the radio station decided to pin the whole thing on Olivier and Briggs' troops. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Was that next episode? Let me make sure.
I think was it this episode, or maybe it was the next one. Let me double check too.
It may have been this episode. Did I not write it down?
Let's just say it was this episode.
Yeah, I mean we're already talking about it.
Yeah, they did pin it on him. They were just like, we got to do something to save our ass. Well, it was Alex. No, it was Roy. No, it was. They just throwing everybody under the bus.
Thinking about Briggs' involvement and how they pulled up into this whole confrontation, you had to think Olivier probably already thought that she was going to be blamed if a situation like this arose, because there was a clear distinction of what the Briggs soldiers were doing and what Roy was doing. Roy was intentionally making sure nobody was dying. He was avoiding the soldiers for the most part, and he tried to make sure the propaganda went in his favor. He never gave that to Olivier. There was no benefit of the doubt for her. The Briggs soldier, on the other hand, immediately get into the fight, start killing people, and it just seems like more savage from the public's perspective what the Briggs soldiers are doing versus what Roy's men are doing. So you got to think that Olivier almost sacrificed herself. At least she sacrificed her candidacy for Fuhrer, which is that's something that she cares about. She aspires to be the Fuhrer of Amestris, but she was willing to let that go because seemingly because Roy either had a better plan or maybe was the better candidate. Who knows?
Yeah, it's very honorable of her for sure. Yeah, it's it's once again her Sinduri ways of not showing that she cares, but secretly does by just, I don't know, not saying anything or not doing anything, but showing. It's like, hey, wait a minute. Did you do this all on purpose, Olivier, just to save me? And shut up. I don't know what you're talking about.
Fool. It feels like the only person she seems to be a little candid towards is Izumi. It seems like her. I don't know, when they had a conversation with each other.
Hates men.
Maybe. I mean, who knows? It could be a thing.
Yeah.
But it seems like she was the only one where it didn't feel like she was putting on airs. Not saying that that's not Olivier's true personality. I mean, it is. But she's also built up a fort for herself, no pun intended, and that's very obvious. She doesn't wear her emotions on her sleeve because of her position of, General Fort Briggs. But it seemed like when she was talking to Izumi, it just seemed like two, I don't want to say friends, but like just two acquaintances talking to each other. It didn't feel like she was the general that she presents herself as to everybody else.
Yeah, I did feel like that in a way where it was just very candid. And I don't know, maybe it was because of the fact that she was like another woman that she could talk to and maybe she could relate to and whatnot. How many times has she talked to other females in this series?
And that's an interesting point too, because if you remember, the one person that she wanted from Roy's team was Riza. Riza was the one person she gave respect to. And we know Riza's a competent soldier, like one of the most competent soldiers. But
absolutely,
there could be an angle of, her just connecting more towards women than men.
Yeah. Call me sexist, but I think that's what it comes down to. And I don't think it has anything to do with being sexist or whatever. I just feel like, I don't know, just, us two being dudes, we can relate to a lot of things. I feel like it's the same with women. They can relate to a lot of things as well. And maybe, I don't know, there's just more stuff. Like, she has to put on airs and just has to be a certain way when it comes to leading. 'Cause she's a general. She has to lead the troops and basically be a certain way. She can't, she could if she really wanted to, but I think whatever she's doing, she gets the respect from her soldiers better. So she obviously knows what she's doing when it comes to like leading. Just very different.
Yeah. Fullmetal Alchemist, sisterhood.
For sure.
But,
Let's see. It's like you're comparing your kids, EA. I forgot what part I was even talking about.
Wait.
Why can't you be more like your brother?
I see. MNC is going to announce his return out of nowhere, like like Bradley on the radio. I see. I'm coming back.
That has happened a few times. One time when we were just doing a regular show and we did a seance.
Oh yeah.
Back. And then that one time where he literally had no power for like 2 or 3 days, and then he just came in. Are we on?
Yep.
I'm here. Yeah, that's what's gonna happen eventually. He's gonna come through.
So,
oh man,
the only thing we didn't talk about was literally the beginning of episode 56.
Oh, yeah, we did kind of skip that.
I mean, it still works. So Hohenheim, we saw like this little flashback of Hohenheim being rescued by Sheen merchants.
What is with Hohenheim always dying every time he goes to places? He's inches away from death.
He has like the lean problem where it's like he just falls out in random places and has to get saved by someone's kindness. I mean, he had that last time when he was I forgot the name of the place, but when he was
with the church,
with Rose, he was just like, I'm fucking hungry, help.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. He like does that everywhere he goes. He collapses and falls and goes, need food. No food. 3 days.
I don't need it.
Atmosphere. Yeah, I don't need it.
So Hohenheim and Father have their fight, and Father penetrates Hohenheim with his fist. He fisted him.
Whoa.
And it hurt.
That is what happened.
Yeah, it hurt. He was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he took it in the back. That's what happened. And then he like got like something like Father got put something inside him and was like, what did you just do to me?
He literally gave him like a STD or something. He was like,
he gave him an STD of souls.
Soul transmitted disease. It works.
STD. It works. But yeah, that was very interesting because it showed that at the beginning of Hohenheim being in Shing, kind of seeing what had happened to, with the creation. It also kind of ties in, at least I think it does. Well, no, we already knew that. When Shing was first introduced to alchemy, because he was there and did his thing. But he learned all the souls, all 536,329 of them that died, and thus basically made them work together to kind of like get after Father and just fuck him up and do what they did.
And I can't believe I was so foolish when I watched this show. Really, when I read this manga, I was like a big hater of Hohenheim, which it made sense in the beginning, but I don't know how I still hated Hohenheim by this point, because he's a really great character. That whole thing of him saying, I spent my entire life getting to know the souls of everybody in Xerxes that you sacrifice, and I made sure that they will be able to fight you for this day. That is like Wow.
That's cool.
I'm
That's
this character is next level. I don't know why I hated him as much as I did.
Maybe just youth. I feel like when we're younger, we're just angry at a lot of things. You know what I mean?
I think I was all
angry at the world.
I was like Ed. I was just irrationally mad.
Why are you so mad there, Eddie?
It seems as if he's a little, just upset.
Sorry. But yeah, that was cool. They literally got inside him and they just like formed like little like stabs and shards that just came out his body, which was really cool looking. And then we get the ultimate reveal. Father shed his skin and we saw his true form, where he's just like this weird demon looking thing, which, hey, at least he doesn't look like Hohenheim anymore. That's an upgrade. He's giving Hohenheim a bad name by looking the way that he does.
Yeah, I guess so.
But now he's just like this black figure with the teeth and the weird. Oh, definitely looks like just something you would see out of a nightmare for sure. But yeah, and now he's gonna. I kind of liked what he said too. It's like, you think you were the only one that evolved?
Yeah,
I too have evolved.
Yeah, because he's able to shed his skin, and it's like, yeah, like what you just said. He also spent time trying to figure out how to go past his limit, so to speak. Just as Hohenheim has been preparing for this battle with him. What is good, Ryzen? Ryzen says hi, EA and Sasuke. Hello.
Hey, Rising. Welcome to the KOA podcast.
At least those souls could be glad they ended up in Hohenheim and not in Father. That is true.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Maybe Father was trying to help him by rearranging his insides like how Hohenheim did to Izumi. I don't think he had the same good intentions.
No, I don't think he did either. I think it was just he really wanted to get up in there.
Yeah.
And talk about one of my favorite shows. Yeah, this is my first time watching Brotherhood Rising. We're almost done with it. I watched the original a long time ago, but never. I'm almost done with Brotherhood.
Yeah, it's crazy how different they are, but it makes it fun as well.
Yeah, it really like now that I'm almost done with it, but now that I've had time to kind of like watch this and remembering what I watched with the original one. When it gets to a certain point, it becomes a completely different show. Not to say that it's not the same characters and all that other stuff, but everything about it just feels different. And I will give my 2 cents whenever we give that, like when we get to the last episode, because I definitely have some stuff to say. Again, I'll hold my, they're not criticisms, but just stuff that I've noticed from Fullmetal Alchemist to Brotherhood. But I definitely want to wait until I watched every episode.
Yeah. But I think that's about
Midnight's here.
What is good, Midnight? I think that's about everything that covers episode 56. So we got one more episode, which is episode 57, of course. And the episode opens with the evil military guy trying to excuse his evil deeds by saying it's actually good. He's like, yeah, we're not actually trying to kill everybody in the world. We're trying to unite everybody in the world because they're going to be Philosopher's Stones. And then once they're Philosopher's Stones, they're going to be with us and we're going to become the superior beings of the world. And it's like, okay, so if you believe that, can you be the Philosopher's Stone?
Well, I don't want to be a Philosopher's Stone. I want to be immortal. You're supposed to follow orders. I don't want to do this.
Yeah, it's one of those silly things where it's like, come on, who are you fooling? We're not stupid. Come on, man.
Right, and that was a big eye-opening moment for some of their own soldiers too, where they were hearing their leaders basically tell them, "Yeah, we were just going to sacrifice you. What's the big deal? I mean, come on, guys." then I mean, haven't you ever wanted to be sacrificed before? Come on.
You signed the military papers. What do you think? What's the difference between this and dying for your country? Come on.
And you know all those times we gave you those pills and we told you it was just to help you, just vitamins. Well, it may have been trying to help us instead. I do apologize for that. And then, there was people, right, it says right here, where they're just like, consider this our retirement, bitch. They just dropped off their gear and just went off. Hey, I would have retired too. I would have called an early retirement, got a nice pension, got paid from the military the rest of my life. Fuck, I'm upset.
I want to ask you a question since we talked about it. This is kind of like a deeper question. Do you think this show is anti-military?
I wouldn't. Well, first and foremost, no, I don't think it's anti-military because there's a lot of showing of it in the show, and there's a lot of loyalty and patriotism in it. I think, if anything, because this is one of those cool things when you get into like military stuff when it comes to like, doing what's right and doing what you're told, and, in the military, you essentially have to do what you're told. That's what you got to do in all branches of the of the military, Army, Navy, Air Force, what have you. But I wouldn't say that it's anti-military. If anything, I think the show is more anti-corruption. It's against people who think they're higher than a certain power, and there's a lot of corruption and a lot of just like. Yeah, they it's essentially doing what you're told because they're manipulating them into doing what they're being told to do. But if anything, it's more of just maybe not falling into not the crowd, but it's just more just doing what's right versus doing what you're told. I think is what the message is.
Yeah, I think it's I think it criticizes it can criticize the mindset of soldiers in what the Crepus Storm reference in the chat, where Olivier is basically saying, your so-called devotion isn't really loyalty. It's just you're mindlessly following whatever orders are, levied towards you. So, if anything, I think it's a healthy way of looking at the military in that you don't follow every order that you're giving you if it's that unethical or if it goes against your core values or anything like that.
Right.
So yeah, no, I think this show it has a realistic depiction of the horrors of the military or just war in general, really. What can come of it with how these soldiers think and act. But at the foundation of it, it just tells you to think for yourself and do what you think is right, which, I think is a good message.
Absolutely. Because, following orders is one thing, but I mean, what have we learned in this series? Everybody was following orders. And what was it all leading up to? Basically this episode. Yep. It was leading up to helping one being become the perfect being. I mean, would anybody have done that knowing what they know now? Of course not. But in that line of service, you don't think about it. You just follow orders because that's what you're told to do. You're part of the army. You're, as Ed put it, you're the dog of the military. You do what you're told, good boy, and all that stuff. But yeah, crazy. It definitely is one of those eye openers where it's like maybe you shouldn't follow blindly. It's okay to question things, even in our own line of government. it's okay to question those things. It's like, is what's happening in the world for the greater good, or is this for lining the pockets of rich motherfuckers? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think one thing that, going back to the whole thing of it's about doing what you think is right, because one moment in the episode that I think exemplifies that is when Olivier is thinking back to when she's having a conversation with Izumi, and she's thinking back to when Ed refused her orders to divulge pertinent information about alchemy, and because Ed couldn't give out information because they had Winry hostage, so he didn't want to tell Olivier anything, especially because at that point he didn't know her at all, and didn't really have much to trust in with her. So she actually thinks back to that moment in where Ed refused to follow command, basically, and actually talks about how she respected and liked the look in Ed's eyes to protect something that he valued. And I think that goes back to doing what you think is right versus what you're ordered to do.
Right. Because he could have done what he was ordered to do, and I'm blah, 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 blah. But yeah, he was defiant, and for obvious reasons, because you could say he was ordered to do something, or else someone that was near and dear to him was going to get killed.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of layers to it for sure.
Mm-hmm. Midnight says, would y'all choose to be a state alchemist before you knew the secret of course? You should ask. I wouldn't be a state alchemist post Ishvalan War. I would say that.
No, I would have quit. After that Ishvalan War and I saw everything that had happened, I'm like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
Nah, if this is what the army is now, or military is now, I'm retiring, collecting my pension. I'm done.
Yeah. Because it's less of, it's less of, well, because when you say secret, do you mean like the immortal thing, or father being in control of the military? I'm assuming that's what you mean by secret.
I feel like only the higher ups kind of knew the military. The immortality. I don't think they knew anything about what father was really trying to do.
Yeah. Yeah, but even just the public knowledge of the Ishvalan War, that would have led me not to wanting to become a state alchemist. So
yeah,
that's what. Yeah. But should we talk about the Bradley stuff already? Let me see.
Gold Tooth Doctor.
Let's go there. No, because that leads to something, the last moment.
Okay, save Gold Tooth Doctor, and let's talk about Bradley.
We got to talk about Bradley.
Let's do it.
Man.
Crazy fight, because this fight's been going on for the past couple episodes, and Bradley Fu says, I've got to take your arm because you took my granddaughter's. Well, that didn't happen to Fu.
Nope.
Fu got fucked up with a capital FU.
And he took his weapon and he's like, thank you. I fight better with this. Thank you.
Yeah. And he literally carved him up like a Christmas turkey. Literally just like, my God, is someone gonna stop that poor man? Or just the Simpsons meme, stop, he's already dead.
Oh my God.
Yeah, people that got to retire and enjoy their youth or whatever, he is now facing early retirement. But he was an older man, so I mean, he did kind of like sacrifice himself in a big way with this episode, even though he didn't. It wasn't his idea to do it. It was kind of Buccaneer's idea. He just kind of like shoved his sword in him and was like, "Yeah, I'm helping.
I think he was already dead at that point because Fuhrer cut he damn near
Oh
he
yeah.
damn near almost like bisected him or made him commit seppuku because he just long slash to his stomach, and it's like shit. Yeah, he's probably
That
gone.
was crazy too. I love a good villain that can like tailor your expectations in a way, because you expected Fu to sacrifice himself and blow himself up along with Bradley, and Bradley just sink without any fucking hesitation.
Cuts the wicks off the bombs, and it's just like,
Mm-hmm.
oh my
And
god,
it
what can we do?
Yeah, I that was just so cold hearted. I was just like, ooh, he's dead. He is dead.
This series did a really good job of, like you said, it kept raising our expectations of Bradley when it came to his villainy and his strength, because we're like, man, this dude is just, what the fuck can we really do? Like, nobody can really fuck with him. So it raised that while also not making Fu's death feel like it was for nothing, because that moment happens, he cuts the wicks off his bomb, and it's like, damn, wow, he's gonna die for nothing. He didn't achieve anything. And then Buccaneer saves the day, stabs through Fu, and gets one of the first significant blows we've ever seen on Fuhrer King Bradley. This is a monumental history, because I don't think he's ever been damaged to this extent.
No, he finally got damaged. He finally got poked. I mean, hell, even the fucking explosion, King Bradley said that he had a feeling something was up, and as the fucking bomb exploded he fucking did the whole Legolas thing in Lord of the Rings, where he was just tip on every single just rock and pillar and whatever, and then got up the tree and was like, unscathed, totally fine.
The way he said it too, he's like, I'm kind of old, so I came back with some cuts and boo-boos. It's like, oh my god, shut up, asshole.
I had a little boo-boo. I scraped my knuckle. It was a little sore, and I had to stretch it out. I had to take one of those massage guns and massage my sore muscles. Give me a break.
Everybody's just like, oh my fucking god, this guy is a monster.
Yeah. He's a really good villain.
Yeah.
Like, he may be up there with one of my favorite homunculus in this series for sure.
Understandably so.
Yeah, he's really good. But Buccaneer got that good stab into him. Buccaneer was on his way out, and Fu was gone, pretty much dead. So 2 people are dead now.
I love this show sometimes. I really loved when Fu goes to make that sacrifice. If you noticed, Ling obviously calls out to him and, says like, you old fool.
Yeah.
Greed also says it. They say it in unison. And it's like, wait, so you got to kind of think about it. Like, why would Greed say that? He doesn't really have a connection with Fu. He doesn't know him or anything like that. But it goes back to Greed's philosophy of seeing even his subordinates as his possessions. He's greed. I want everything to myself. If you kill one of my subordinates, it's like stealing from me, and me being greedy. I don't fuck with that.
Yeah.
But it's also going back to his old memories. If you remember the first Greed that we saw, his friends died in a similar manner against the same person, literally against the same person. They sacrificed themselves so that, Greed could get away. And it's like, he's almost seeing the same thing, even though he's reincarnated. He's seeing the same vision again of someone protecting themselves for him. So it worked so great on those 2 fronts, given their connection and history. So like when they both say in unison, like, you old fool, and they're both like desperately crying out for him, I was like, that was a really great detail.
Yeah. Yeah, they both were saying it, but they had different intentions behind why they were saying it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Very cool.
Bradley, though.
Where did he get stabbed? Like somewhere in the stomach? In like the intestines?
Bradley? Or
yeah.
Yeah.
No, Bradley.
Yeah. He got stabbed in like the stomach. And then like Greed, because he flies into a fit of rage, Greed, Ling, cuts his eye, and it looks like it was the ultimate eye too. So
yeah, and that's kind of where we're at right now in that fight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good stuff all around.
The last thing though pertaining to that was Fu witnessing that all. So she saw the death of her grandfather.
Oh, yeah, that's got to be so fucked for her. Just no. I came too late. How sad.
Yeah.
Well, I guess, shall we talk about the ultimate thing? Gold Tooth Doctor. Gold Tooth Doctor. Oh no. Okay, Sasuke's about to find his gold tooth. he's gonna be part of the role right now. Let me read this chat while that's happening. We also had Olivier saying what they had was basically self-delusion rather than loyalty. Oh yeah. I'm more against the war. Not against the military itself. Would y'all had chosen? Okay, yeah. The father stuff. Do you expect me to walk through the back door of my own house? That was a cool line. That is true. He didn't even bother to sneak in. He's just like, I'm coming in through the front fucking door.
Yeah, what made that moment cool is they were speculating where he was going to come from, and they all thought that he was going to flank them or something, going there stealthily, and then he's like, stealthily? What do I need stealth for? Do you know how strong I am?
There's that pride for you.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. He wasn't gonna do something as lowly as sneak in or try to be dishonorable. No, he has more pride than that. He's gonna go in through the front and fuck everybody up. So do we have the Gold Doctor on the line? Yes, we do. Oh my goodness. Yes, but Sasuke, your eyes have to be going this way.
Yeah, why was his eyes doing that? He looked so cool up until that point. He just turned into a fucking chameleon.
Yeah. It's like he's got that smile, he's got those glasses, and then you see him up close, and he's just like, "I'm doing this, and the crazy the world is."
I got my eyes on both of you. Oh my god! I see.
Yes, essentially, this played out like a boss battle. Like, you know, he's like just another opponent to get to before the final boss or whatever. And, you know, he's just standing there in the transmutation circle. And before he can even do really anything, he's just like, I have all these test subjects. They were the failures that were going to be Fury Bradley. But hey, they're just as good and they can fuck shit up. They're just not as strong. And it's weird because I thought to myself when I was seeing that play out, I thought all these people died. I thought that's why they were failures, because they would take it and then they would just die.
But here's the thing, EA, because we had the people that died previous to Fury King Bradley, and then we had the people that were supposed to be after him. Remember we were making the joke of like kind of first come first serve with Fury King Bradley. Okay. We were like it has to suck for the people in the back that goes like, oh, somebody's Fury, and then you're like
I waited this my whole life.
So, now I wouldn't be surprised if they kept the experiment going and they put the Philosopher's Stone in everybody else either way, just to see if they could make more. And they probably had like, what was it, like like 5 people in here, like 5 or 6 people, and it worked on them. They just weren't as strong as Bradley, so they was like, let's just keep them around. I mean,
just
they
in
gotta be
case.
useful. Yeah. Doctor,
Yeah.
are you still making homunculi? I think I want one. For the right price.
Oh, look at him! It's so cute. I want my own homunculus, but I want it now, Daddy.
I want them to
Yeah.
be as hot as Lost.
Can I get mine at like Lust, but like the boobs bigger and the butt like really big? My God. Yeah. So that happens. They fight Edward and Roy and just everybody down there. Scar is fighting, doing their thing. And then the good old doc, the very sane, not crazy doctor, is down there. And he goes, "Now is the time," and all of Amestria is a fucking transmutation circle.
Yep.
And does the clap touch? Well, he gets all the other homunculus rejects to surround him and whatnot. And when he does that, something unexpected happened. I was just like, what? Ed, Al, and Izumi got fucking dematerialized or whatever, and they got taken to the whatever place is called. The I forget what it's called. The realm of
you could just say like the realm of truth.
Yeah, that's what it's called. I knew it had it was like something unique. Yeah, the realm of truth. And that's how the episode ended. It was just all of them got taken, and I was just like, what's gonna happen now?
The interesting thing to note is that is the number 5. So, because 5 of the candidates got sacrificed, 3 people got taken. Ed, Al, Izumi. 2 more left. We know Hohenheim is a candidate.
Hohenheim. Yep.
We know
And
Roy is supposed to be a candidate.
Right.
That's all.
And if it's not Roy, I don't know. I don't know what else who is going to be.
I mean,
but they're leaving that as a surprise for sure.
The only other prominent alchemist that we have is Armstrong and maybe Dr. Marco. Dr. Marco would probably work because he's a very skilled alchemist. But there's not a lot of skilled alchemists that we could work from.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah. Well, guess we'll have to wait and see. It's going to be Roy, and it's going to be no. You know who it's going to be? It's just going to be that random dude that crashed the car with Al and everything.
I just thought about this, but the reason why they probably were sacrificed, those 3, is because they seen truth first.
Yep, they seen the truth.
So you had to think maybe it didn't work on everybody else because it seemingly just happened to them. It didn't happen to everybody else because they didn't see truth.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess Hohenheim. No, I guess Hohenheim would be the session of that, right? Yeah. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Those were a great trifecta of episodes, though. The next batch of episodes, I strategically picked these episodes. So, yeah, we have 2 episodes, right?
Yeah, I think it's 2 next week. 58, 59?
Yeah. I can't wait. That's all I gotta say. We're close.
Oh boy.
We're very close.
I know. I'm so excited. It's almost over, man.
Yeah. But that is it for Fullmetal Alchemist. So we're going to get into our second show of tonight, which is None other than
Kenshin. Rurouni Kenshin, episode season 2, episode 22. And not gonna lie, starting to feel the effects of the series. And by that I mean the ebbs and flows that I spoke of earlier about like just show consistency and whatnot. A whole bunch of stuff happened previous episode, and now it's a lot of unwinding. Like it's a lot of, well,
we're in the wind down. We're in the wind down part of the season, and it feels like there's nothing to wind down from.
Yeah, they barely did anything last couple episodes. They thwarted their efforts to burn all of Kyoto, and their fucking ship that had 3/5 of their fortune poured into it got destroyed
Easily.
Woo. Easily.
That's the
Not
problem.
even.
That's the problem.
Oh.
This doesn't feel like, I understand that they stopped the big plan from happening, but it doesn't feel like a lot of effort was put into that, given that Kenshin was barely a part of all of that happening. Like seriously, think about everything that happened. Kenshin, all he did in this effort was avoid Aoishi. Saito in all of this just threatened some soldiers. Like, they got on the ship, of course. Sanosuke was the biggest piece of this whole plan. Like, Sanosuke did
really
the most
was.
out of everybody. Of course, like the police and Misao, they did their thing, of course. But then you look at Yaiko. What the fuck did you do? Kaoru, what the fuck did you do? I mean, I would even say the 10 swords, with the exception of like I had to look at her name. But like the ones who were actually actively killing people. What the fuck did y'all do? It didn't feel, for how this whole thing was hyped up, it didn't live up to the hype. No. And it especially didn't live up to, I don't know, like the impact of the aftermath. I don't know. This episode felt like it was supposed to be the aftermath of some big war, but you don't feel those impacts because none of the things that happened previously was that exciting.
I know, and I swear to God, nobody of importance even died. Not even the villains died.
Yeah, no, nobody did.
Nobody died other than a bunch of extras that nobody was going to give a shit about anyway. That was it. No villains died. No heroes died. No side characters died. No characters that you kind of remember but are also villains died. Nobody died. Literally nothing happened. When you really think about it.
I was disappointed with the Great Kyoto Fire. I don't know who I'm the most disappointed in, if it comes to a character or whatever, but I just think in totality, it didn't do a lot good at all. Cause I'm not asking for, if this is not the final battle, great. I'm not saying it needs to be the final battle, but can you at least introduce the 10 swords to where I'm hyped to see them next time?
Right.
You didn't do that. Seriously. All we know is their designs and a little of how they may fight based on their weapons and stuff like that. But you would think, given this opportunity, you would at the very least make us go, okay, I'm excited for this fight, that fight with this character and that character. We don't even have matchups in mind because of how that whole Kyoto Fire went down. And this has nothing to do with manga accuracy or anything like that. None of us have read the manga, and I'm talking about E, A, and C. None of us read the manga. We don't know if this is accurate or not. We're just judging it based on what we've seen in the anime, and it doesn't really give you much to get hyped for in the next arc. Like, the only thing I can think of is something that was already built up in the first season, which is Aoishi and Kenshin. And then, of course, Kenshin and Shishio. And again, that's built up in the first season.
Yeah.
I can't tell you what this season in totality has done for Kenshin.
It doesn't. I mean, it's introduced new characters, introduced new villains.
Yeah, like we
Some
got
characters
Misao.
are more memorable. Right, Misao was probably the best character out of the new season. Other than that, everyone else is just kind of either there or a literal giant. It just like logic goes out the window, and I don't know. I definitely feel like this has been the bigger letdown of the season for sure. Like if I was to put it as most disappointing, I think this one will be it, just because of what I was expecting from the first season. Mind you, I liked the first season. I thought it was really good, well paced, introduces every character. It was just perfect. I enjoyed it. Very fun. I thought we were going to get kind of more of the same with this season, but I don't know. When a series makes your main threat villain a fucking idiot that doesn't know money, he just wastes it for no reason, I kind of don't have any respect for this villain. And also, I'm just kind of like, well, he's an idiot. He has a plan, but he just doesn't know what he's doing with it. Because, mind you, the only reason, even if Sanosuke wasn't there, I think Kenshin and the other guy would have won, and it would have been fine. But he didn't even plan at all for Sanosuke, and Sanosuke is the one that took everything down. This guy just, he doesn't plan very well. And then he wanted to do a swerve. They still found out where he was. So, I don't know. Either he's just really bad at planning things, or he just doesn't think that far ahead. For someone who's supposed to be a visionary of, oh, this is what I plan to make a better Kyoto and Japan and blah, blah, blah. It's not really all that great. And I don't see what that lady sees in him.
Yeah. It's I'm gonna just be real. If C was here, because obviously we're not going to kill with just the two of us, given that we can't have a majority vote. I mean, technically we could have a majority vote, but you know what I mean,
right?
If C was here, I think this show would have probably got killed. I don't know if it would have got killed last week, but it's definitely a possibility. Just because I think this whole thing has been pretty underwhelming, especially in comparison to season 1. So I'm not comparing it to anything else other than itself, because I definitely enjoyed a lot of moments in season 1 over this. The standout moments I can remember from this season was really Misao just being introduced and her storyline. I like that. And they kind of focus on that, which I'll talk about it. But other than that, it's been like Kenshin's training. And besides that, I can't tell you much of what I've enjoyed. It's been one of those seasons where it's been like forgettable. And you hate to say that, given that this has been the one where it's been focusing more on Shishio and whatnot. But like you said, Shishio kind of shot himself in the foot with being as incompetent as he showed himself to be, given that his plan was uncovered kind of easily, and they thwarted his plan with one goddamn karate chop to the engine of the boat. So
Shishio was a one-man wrecking crew, and he destroyed that boat all by himself and thwarted his whole plan. One person.
Yeah, Sanosuke just... Yeah.
One person ruined it all, and this guy was like, I'm gonna reshape everything. Dude, you couldn't reshape a sandwich. What are you trying to prove?
You couldn't reshape Play-Doh.
Seriously. But yeah.
Just talking about some of the things that happened, because this episode was just focusing on the aftermath of the Great Kyoto Fire, which wasn't a great fire because nobody died because of the fire. All the
Yeah.
it undermines itself. It undermines itself in the it undermines itself in the name itself because it's called the Great Kyoto Fire, but nobody died via fire. They
The Great Kyoto Fire.
You would think, oh my god. You would think, oh my god, so much tragedy came because of this. But no, the tragedy that came was the tragedy that befell us was 41 policemen dying. And EA, can you take a guess at how those policemen died?
By that one person with the swords.
By the 10 swordsmen.
Yeah, exactly.
And the reason why they stepped in the first place is because they said, wow, this shit is going really slow. Let me do something about it. What the?
You know what the Great Kyoto Fire was? Someone put out a cigarette and somebody squashed it and like put it out. That was the Great Kyoto Fire. Jesus.
This might as well has been like a fireworks show or something.
Right. It's or let's get this firecracker off. Ooh, ah. And then you know how things were back then. There was no videos or anything. They just called it a Great Kyoto Fire when it really was just a firework display in the sky. My God. Crazy. Ridiculous. But yeah, you were saying something about Misao earlier, and she was just basically upset by the fact that she basically got taken by surprise by the enemy. She got the jump on and she's just going, no!
Yeah. She's moving like a Mario Party character. But yeah, Misao was distraught about that because she's supposed to be the leader of the Oniwaban group, so I do like that she's taking her role serious to the point where she gets frustrated at stuff like this. Not to say that she wouldn't get frustrated previous to her becoming the leader of the Oniwaban group, but it just shows that she's really dedicated to playing this role. We see little moments of her saying to her subordinates, like really her family, don't call me Kyle, or don't call me Misao, don't call me what was the other thing they call her?
Like Little Princess or whatever?
So yeah, something like that. She's like, yeah, don't call me that, call me leader, emphasizing her role as the leader of the Oniwaban group. So I do like stuff like that. Her internal conflict with wanting to enact revenge against Aoishi, but also because of her deep devotion towards him, given that the Oniwaban group was her family, and wanting to save him. I thought that was a very great contrast because you get to see she says to Kenshin, or she says outright, like she wants revenge on Aoishi and she wants to mobilize the group to get revenge. But then at the end of the episode, where Nenji says to Kenshin, which
oh my God,
I think the execution of this was not good. I think I understand what they were trying to do here.
Kenshin, you were the chosen one.
It's just, for me, Kenshin's ironclad rule of not killing people. Why it's not only the fact that you said, hey, bro, can you kill Aoishi for me? It's the fact that you said this in public.
Solid.
Yeah, you said this in public. You didn't even say, hey, bro, Kenshin, come with me. Yo.
Yeah.
He gotta go. I know you don't like killing people, but
I mean,
he gotta go.
No, I mean, yeah, you're right, but I can't do it. I just can't. Look at the sword. I can't do it.
I get that. I 100% I actually would love to follow you in your philosophy, but like just for this one exception, because like God not watching. He's not watching right now, sir.
Okay. Well, just this one time, I guess. I'll do you the solid.
Yeah, it's like you would think he would take Kenshin to the side and go, yeah, we need to kill Aoishi. He says this in front of everybody, literally in front of everybody. Kaoru, Megumi, Yahiko, everybody overhears this and they're giving reaction faces. I'm like, this. I don't think this is the place to say this to someone like Kenshin. I think that, like I said, I'm not mad with the end result. I think it would have been better if Nenji has his talk with Kenshin in private, Misao overhears it, and then she gives her reaction. Or maybe everybody is eavesdropping. That would have been great. But the fact that he said all of this out loud to everybody, knowing full well everybody's listening, is stupid to me. Given that he knows Kenshin's whole ironclad rule of not killing people, it doesn't make much sense to me.
I definitely agree with you when it comes to that. When it comes to the asking Kenshin to kill somebody when he obviously is against killing people, but I almost feel like maybe he was just pissed. Here's a man that literally like almost died and got fucking like he was on the verge of death, and he's just like, I don't care who it is. Kill this motherfucker right now. He was just like, I don't think there was any subtlety to it. He just woke up. He said, give me a goddamn king. I'm pissed. This motherfucker, he was going to kill me and left me to die.
Kenshin, come on.
Yeah, but who knows? Definitely no subtlety, but the whole end result was just to have Misao just have that look of fear, just like, oh my god, we're gonna have to kill the leader, the ex-leader. Oh my god, I don't know if I can do this. Yeah, that's what it comes down to. That's essentially what it boils down to.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why it happened, because the important thing wasn't what happened to Nenji or whatever, because Nenji isn't one of our core characters. Misao is. So her reaction to that and seeing that conflict in her of, I want revenge, but I also remember the history that I had with this one character, and I don't want to give up on him completely. That's what was important. I don't think the idea was bad. I think the execution was. It shouldn't have happened in that way. Because like I said, I do like what happened with Misao and her internal conflict with, I want to do this, but really at my core, I don't.
Right.
Despite what happened to my grandpa, he is my family. Like they're both her family. So like showing that internal conflict of having like, because she's kind of fighting with herself when it comes to her personal feelings on the matter and her new responsibility as the leader of the Oniwa Bond group. As leader of the Oniwa Bond group, it's like, yeah, he just almost killed one of our members. We need to kill him. But as herself, Kaoru, who was a little girl who grew up watching these guys and them being a part of her family, it's like, no, I don't want to kill him. I mean, this is like basically my big brother or something.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I thought that was good. It's just shaky how it happened.
Yeah, just the cranky old man. Kill this motherfucker. Look what he did to me. I don't want to see him anymore.
I only broke 2 bones in my body. Once was when I was bending down to get some money out the floor. And when she tried to kill me.
I think I have eternal bleeding in my kidneys. Coughing up blood. Yeah.
Did he really expect Kenshin to go like, yeah, okay. Sure.
Hey, Sensei. I will obey.
I know. Like I said, that's why I think he was pissed off. He's just like, now you've done it. You should have killed me when you had the chance.
Oh my
Now I'm
God.
going to tell someone else to do it.
So given that plot point of Kenshin saying, yeah, we're going to save Aoishi rather than kill him, or given that, what do you think is going to happen with Aoishi in the future? Do we still get that big fight between him and Kenshin? Does he become a good guy in the future? What exactly happens? What's his future?
So it's either going to be one of two things. One, they save him. They do the whole, remember who you are. This is Misao. You're part of the Oniwaban. This isn't you. This isn't right. You're a good person, blah, blah, blah. Or it's going to be what they like to do when it comes to people who say that they don't kill. They're going to tempt them. They do this with Trigun. They do this with just about any character that doesn't kill anybody. And they're going to do the same thing with Kenshin. And they're basically going to put it to where, I don't know, maybe he has a knife to Misao's throat or something, and he has to do something to, like, make him stop. So he'll have to, like, turn his sword around and literally, like, slice him up or do whatever. He's slowly dying. Misao looks down crying, going, oh, and he's like, I guess I was a good person after all, and then turns into a fucking butterfly. Wherever, I don't know. Like I said, it's either going to be they're going to save him or they're going to tempt him with having to kill him. And it's going to be one of those two things.
Where do you lean more towards? The former or the latter?
Well, Kenshin hasn't killed anybody yet. So I'm thinking it's going to lean more towards he's going to be put in a situation where he has to do it. And it's going to be a legato situation.
See, I don't disagree with your overall point that Kenshin may have to kill somebody by the end of the series. I do think I disagree with who it is. I think if he kills someone, it's Shishio. Because Shishio is a complete piece of shit.
You're right.
I feel like and I said this too, when Aoishi was going up against Grandpa for the first time, we thought he was dead, and I was like, I know this sounds stupid, EA, but I don't think he's dead. And I think the reason why I don't think he's dead isn't because of what actually happened in the story. It's because I think if he did die, he would be too irredeemable. And I think it goes along with that line of logic that they don't want to make him so irredeemable that he can't come back from it in some way, somehow. Like, if Kenshin were to kill somebody, it would need to be somebody who, no matter what, like, saving them would be a detriment to the world. And right now, Aoishi isn't that caliber. Shishio, however, is a person that is just there to cause havoc. He's literally said it himself. He will literally watch the world burn. He's that type of person. So he has to go. I don't know how he's going to die. I don't know if Kenshin's going to kill him. I don't know if his conviction will stay the same or whatever, but he has to die some way, somehow.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. I forgot about that. It's not like he's going to kill two people. So
yeah, because I mean, when we think about it, didn't Vash kill two people?
Let's think. He killed Legato.
Because didn't he technically kill Knives?
Okay. I think the ending's left up for interpretation because he's carrying him in his arms. I don't know if he's dead or not, but it just shows him carrying him out. And then, the new one, he's still alive. So he hasn't killed him then. But I guess he did technically because he was left with no choice. But I don't know. I think that's left up into interpretation.
Well, let's say this. Let's say at least with that point, Vash had the intention of killing Nas by the end of it because he was not holding back at that point.
Yeah, he was pissed.
we weren't seeing the same things that he was doing before. He was straight up like, remember that one scene where they both have
that was a great scene.
Yeah. Oh, that was such a great scene. I want to look back at that. But yeah, they both have the revolvers to each other's heads, and they both click, 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 click.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So like he was trying to kill him by that point, at the very least.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's such a great scene. But yeah, you're right. Yeah, I guess if we were to say that he did kill him, he did technically kill too. One, because he was left with no other choice but to do that, and then and the other one, he was just done. I'm gonna kill my brother.
Yeah, I think it was knives. I think it was like at that point, I've already gone down the road I never wanted to go down. So, what do I have left to lose? That type of mentality.
We watched that for Nakama Club. That was great.
Yeah, Alabama. Alabama's finest.
Of Alabama. That's one I can put together as a supercut. Just Olive Trigun. Yeah, it'd be fun.
Yeah, the Trigun one was definitely fun.
Yeah,
but I think unless there was something else.
Let's talk really quick about your wife, your waifu. She's a hard worker. She's sacrificing her own self just to like help everybody, and she ate some tea and rice and whatever else she ate. I was like, ugh, that looks disgusting. Lego blocks, some fucking cabbage. Yeah, and just put it all together. Just all right, I'm ready to go. This ain't nothing, and I'm just like, ew.
Yeah,
nasty.
Yeah, just showing how dedicated she is to the job, and that shows you how much she's changed since her introduction, being somebody who was a shady character, obviously with regrets with the opium thing, but she's really took it upon herself to try to save more people than she's brought to ruin with the whole opium crisis and whatnot. I will say the Kenshin thing with her having a crush on Kenshin. By the way, Megami, we got to talk about that.
That's one where you pull her to the side and go, Megami, can I talk to you for a minute? What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that? You gave Kenshin a look and then you just didn't say anything. I was just being friendly. Friendly. You wanted to jump on his dick. Please don't give him any more of those looks.
I thought, because we were talking about it season 1, I thought they were going to make it a thing between her and Sanosuke, but they're still doing it with her and Kenshin, which is, I'm like, really? I'm like, I don't have an issue with it really. I just find it a little weird considering that they're obviously doing Kenshin and Kaoru. Obviously. It's not going any other way. So I just found it weird that they're still doing a whole thing of, Megami has feelings for Kenshin.
She blushes for him. Yeah. No, I thought the same thing. I'm like, we know it's going to be Kaoru that he ends up with, so come on.
Yeah.
It's always the whole, when you have like 3, 4, or 5 love interests, it's always the first one.
Yeah.
First
girl.
It's like dibs. It's on the first girl.
Basically, that's how it is.
The only one where I could say, at least off the top of my head, where it didn't do that way was Kokoro Connect, where you thought he was going to end up, the main character was going to end up with her, and then he ended up with best girl, Inaba. So that made me happy. Yeah, she's great.
Yeah. Because
that was a swerve. I was like, man, she's not going to get with him because they never get with anybody. And then at the end, I was like, swerve.
I feel like that happened too because like Inaba was such a fan favorite character. Well,
she's a great character.
Let me not say that because it didn't happen because she was a fan favorite character. But I I think it just took the steps to make that happen. Whereas, like, yeah, these two characters have a lot of chemistry together, so you can kind of see the pathway. Sometimes they make a love interest, and you know damn well it's not going anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. The best is whenever the two people are already together and then they add another person, whether it be guy or girl, for no fucking reason, even though these two people are already together. It's like, oh, Komi-san, Chinobio was another one that did that. Yeah, there was a couple of those where I'm just like, these two are already together. Why are you adding more?
Yeah.
Dumb. I mean, if it did happen where they stole the person right from underneath it, I have never seen it. But I want to see that anime. I want to see it so I can go fucked up.
Yeah, as much as like you know, this is not exactly what you're saying because you're saying like they're already together, but it's also kind of what happens in Snafu with Iroha, and you know how much I love Iroha. I love Iroha, but did anybody seriously think for a second that there was going to be a thing between Hachiman and Iroha, other than and not Hachiman and Yui or Hachiman and Yukino? No,
yeah,
nobody
and
thought that.
Also, Satsuki, what did happen also did happen in the series through the fucking OVA. Yuki Noshita and Hachiman together, and Yui's trying to get in between them.
Oh, yeah.
And that was where my opinion of the series, because of that damn OVA, really hit me hard. Because Yui, you had your chance to get with this man and say your feelings, and now you're trying to get with him. Now he's with Yuki. Just made me mad. It just made me so bad. Oh, don't even get me started on the damn teacher. Man, I want to be with somebody. Please take me, you fucking weirdo. Groomer. Oh, she was such a great character, and they ruined her in season 3.
Yeah, she was my favorite character.
Yeah, she was great. And they just, I don't know why. They always gotta do something weird when it comes to that. It's like, oops, I fell on top of you. This is awkward. Can you get off me, Sensei?
The only thing with this Kenshin episode is I guess they're gonna make Cho a good guy now. Here's the thing, man.
I don't know how I feel about that either.
Here's the thing, man, because people might go like, "Oh, what do you mean Cho's gonna be a good?" Blah, 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 blah. There's certain story beats that you see that you recognize immediately. We've watched anime for literally decades. There's story beats that you see that you recognize the pattern immediately. What do I mean by this? When we see Cho have banter with Sanosuke and he's calling him Broomhead and he's like, "Oh, you fucking bird head." That's the patterns we're talking about. This is the pattern to assimilate the evil guy into the good guy group.
Yeah. And that he's going to be a rival to Sanosuke and they're going to become friends at the end of it. Or just rivals. Yeah. They do it in every fucking thing.
There's certain things that you look at because you don't have to be explicitly told this is what it is. Sometimes you just see the signs and you recognize what it is. Because like I said, we see the banter. He already said, "Oh, I can't go back to Shishio's group because something might happen to me." And he keeps showing up for whatever reason. He keeps showing up. He's going to be a part of the good guy group. And
I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't like it.
He was there to one of the only extended fights in all the season where Kenshin fights him with this long, rappy sword or whatever. Just, nothing.
That is the same dude that was going to chop a baby in half. And that's not to say that
nobody pal.
Yeah, that's not to say that we haven't seen like Vegeta or whatever. Him become a Z fighter.
Literally destroyed worlds, but you know
but it's different.
Yeah, it's a little different.
At least Vegeta's cool.
Yeah.
At a base level, like Cho is just lame. He ugly, I don't like his sword fighting.
I said it from the beginning. He looks like an anime character where you would tell somebody draw an anime character. That's what he looks like.
Generic anime face looking ass.
He's an anime character that you would see in an anime that's watching an anime.
Yeah,
That's literally
That's
it.
Joe. Yeah, I can see that. He looks like a default fighting game character, like a Street Fighter reject, like a character that they were drafting up and they went like, "Yeah, this is not going to sell."
Yeah, don't like the hair. What's wrong with it? It's too long. Got to get rid of it.
Yeah, but that's Cho's future seemingly. I said this was the last thing, but the real last thing was that everybody was issued challenges. Everybody meaning Saito and Sanosuke, seemingly by Hoji. So maybe he's trying to take out all of Shishio's threats individually. I don't know, but yeah.
I don't know. It's probably going to involve more training or something. I don't know.
Well, it's going to backfire because if you think about it, the whole question I've been proposing is how do we take out the 10 swords, really now 9 swords, when we don't have those numbers to counterbalance it as it pertains to like competent fighters. The competent fighters we have are Kenshin, Saito, Sanosuke, and maybe Kaoru if she takes some training. We have 4 versus their 9. How the fuck does that work? Well,
they just beat them one by one, I guess.
If we have this challenge where they can fight them 1-on-1, defeat them, whatever it may be, then we can cull their numbers. Maybe this is a way to cull their numbers, which I think that's what they're trying to do. So I think that's the reason why we got this challenge. So
yeah,
I may be wrong, but we'll see.
No, that sounds right. You're right, because they're the 10 swords. They're the 4 people. So I feel they can only do so much. Yeah. But that's Kenshin.
What, 2 more episodes, right?
I don't know if it's 2 more episodes. It's either 2 more episodes. I thought it was a weird number, like 27 or something.
Really?
I think. I could be wrong.
Look it up for me, yeah, because I gotta use the bathroom anyways. I'm going.
All right. While Satsuki's taking a piss, let me see Rurouni Kenshin. Kenshin season 2 episodes. Wait. Is it 24? Is that right? Maybe someone in the chat would know. If y'all remember, Shaman King, Yo, and Ann are engaged since the beginning. Huh. I know Satsuki watched that. For some reason, he made a goal to watch all of that. For some reason. But I'm trying to see. No. How many episodes? Hold on. What was this called? Rurouni Kenshin. Some kind of fire. Like Tokyo. No, Kyoto. Kyoto disturbance. That's what it is. All right. How many episodes are listed? Episode count. It says 23. So does that mean there's only one more left?
Damn, one more episode?
Yeah, it says Rurouni Kenshin Tokyo Disturbance is listed for 23 episodes.
I did not know there was going to be one more episode left.
Me neither. One before we could even kill it, too. they fucking do. 23 episodes?
Yeah.
Wow.
No, that's right.
That's insane. So literally, so here's my thought process on that all. The next episode's going to be hyping up these challenges, whatevers, and then it's going to be done, and then we're going to have to wait a whole nother whatever until the next part comes out. That's my guess. And it's going to be called Rurouni Kenshin Choku Disturbance Great Fighting Budokai.
Yeah. No, because like whenever I go to my anime list and I go to seasonal anime, it takes me straight to spring, which means that this season is almost over. Or practically over.
Okay, well.
Yeah, so it's one more episode.
I want to say last episode next week, guys.
Wow. Okay.
Maybe C will be back just in time for us to to talk our smack. Well, shall we go on to Sakamoto Days, episode 10?
Let's do it.
The one that you watched last week, but now are able to talk about it.
Yeah. So
this is a fun episode.
Yeah, this was a lot of what we would consider filler with the beginning of it. It was just like the bathhouse guy trying to kill Sakamoto for his bounty, which like literally they could make filler out of any random guy doing that and failing to do it because of Sakamoto, and you could do so much with that.
Absolutely.
So it was just really that. They go to a bathhouse, they try to have fun, this guy tries to kill them in various hilarious ways, and it doesn't work.
Shin died.
Oh, he killed Shin, so if Shin had a bounty, he would have got that.
You're right. I'm convinced he died. Like, 'cause by the end of it, Sakamoto was carrying him out of there, and well, first of all, they went out of the bathhouse. He's carrying his dead ass. And then there's other stuff that happened with ping pong and everything else. Then they leave that area and he's still carrying him. I'm like, he died. He died that episode.
I like the fact too, like when it all ended, I think they were leaving. And then I think Lou called Shin a wimp or something.
Yeah. I think she did. Oh my god.
I was like, what? You have no idea what that man was fighting against.
He was fighting against explosions in the fucking jet pressure, the sauna being melt your skin hot, the water being ice cold, which I hate that shit more than anything. Ice cold water, especially when you're like going in for like a bath or like a dip, and you're just like, oh, it's so cold. It's the worst.
Shin was in a Final Destination episode without realizing it, or a movie.
Everything really did feel like Final Destination. You're right. Like everything that happened, Sakamoto could live in those, by the way. He would survive a Final Destination movie.
Absolutely. Imagine some of the Final Destination deaths trying to happen to Sakamoto. Like imagine like
logs. Yeah,
like that daring to happen to Sakamoto. He's just gonna fucking like eat him or something and spit him out like Yoshi.
Turn him into toothpicks.
Yep. Yeah. Like none of those deaths are gonna do anything to him.
No, anything with gas exploding, he'll just like, I don't know, curl up into a ball, and it just gets his clothes, and he's just a little singed. Yeah, puts out a little flame on his mustache.
The tanning bed scene wouldn't even happen because it couldn't, because he'd be too fat. Like they would try to close it, and he'd just go bloop, bloop, bloop.
And then they would eventually get it to close, and then he would be all like in the shape, and then like he would open it and he'd be all spherical when he comes out.
Yeah.
My God. But yeah, that whole everything was just great. You ever been to a bathhouse?
I have not. No.
Me neither. I know it's big in Japan. I don't think they would have any here. The only thing I could think of that's close to it would maybe be like a spa. Mm-hmm. But I've never been in a sauna. Saunas, I've heard things about saunas that you got to wipe them down first before you get in there because people in there fucking sweat. So it's just like you're sitting in their juices. So it's just like, oh, I don't know if I could do it. Mm-hmm. But Nice little jacuzzi. Did they have like massage parlor? I'm trying to remember because it was a bathhouse. I remember they were in there for the water and the jet streams, in for the sauna. Then they were in the water again for ice cold.
I don't think it was anything massage related because like the last thing that happened with the bathhouse thing was when they were playing ping pong and then the guys tried to bully him for having a job.
Look at this man. He's got a job. What an idiot. Who bullies somebody for having a job? It's like, I'm making more money than you, Mr. Unemployed. Oh my God. Yeah, that did happen. Freaking all the kids that were in the bathhouse. That dad is a stereotypical dad, by the way.
That was so funny.
He was hilarious, but my God, he that gives dads a bad name. It's like, oh, when you get older, son.
Can I do that?
When you get older. Yeah, when you get older. Like not even looking, not even trying to see all the death and carnage that's around him. He's just like, when you get older, son.
Oh my God, it's hilarious.
That was pretty fun. Daddy, I want to play ping pong. Yeah, when you get older. I think everything was when you got older.
I think they asked for like ice cream, and he also said, "Yeah, when you get older." I know the kids like, that's what the fuck.
Yeah. That's it. Well, that's if this was the 80s, he would literally be that stereotypical dad just reading the newspaper. No, the 50s. What am I saying? Reading the newspaper with the little corncob pipe in his mouth, like, so, Junior, what are you looking to do today? Oh, yeah, that's the sport. You'll do it when you get older.
Or ask your mom.
Oh, my God. I don't think my parents were privy to that because my mom was always the one to make the rules, so I always asked her. But yeah, I don't think I ever had the no, ask your father. Oh no, ask your mother. Anybody in the chat ever had anything like that? Or drop a comment if you're listening to this after the fact. But yeah, those are always fun because then it's one of those, well, dad or mom already said yes. Well, I'm saying no. Well, then why did you tell me to ask? Oi.
I feel like I don't remember too well because I don't think I've ran into that issue that many times, but I feel like my dad was ultimately like the gatekeeper, so to speak. So like he would be the final say.
Yeah.
So that's how it was for me.
Yeah. Yeah. You always knew. Then that's when you would try to whisper could you tell mom we can go? Yeah, sure. I'll convince her. He comes back all defeated. No, it's not happening.
That was another thing too. Like if you wanted your friends to spend the night or something, like, ask her. She's gonna say yes if you ask. If I ask, it's not happening.
That's true too. You just have one of your friends take the bullet. It's like, hey, Mrs. Can I stay the night? Well, if it's okay with your parents, I don't see any problem with that. Yes.
Cheat code.
Yeah. They just look at you, motherfucker. Yeah, you can stay over. Yeah, that was fun. That was hilarious. Sakamoto killed two dudes with a literal ping pong ball.
Yeah,
because that's how he does things. Yeah, that's essentially that. He was with his family. They walked out. Everything was great. Shin was dead. Got revived, put back to life.
Had a good time.
Yeah, and then the original guy who was trying to kill Sakamoto because of the bounty turned over a new leaf. He's like, you know what? I'm going to concentrate more on the family business in the bathhouse, and I'm going to do it. But didn't at the end, like, his own dad go, no, it's too late?
Yeah, they were like, because he was like, I'm going to take over the bathhouse. He was like, No, the fuck you're not. We offered you that like 10 years ago. You don't still have that offer up now, which makes sense. I mean, you shouldn't expect an offer like that to be on the table for all that time.
Damn.
For like
that's rough.
Yeah.
That's rough. And think about it. I mean, if it's a successful bathhouse, you literally you inherit that. You inherit that wealth, and yeah, you got to do the upkeep and everything else with it. But if it's successful and money's good, shouldn't be too bad.
I mean, at the very least, he'll have a job there for him forever.
Right. Yeah, he'll at least be there, and whoever the new owners are, or whatever, I'm sure they'll put him in there. Maybe he's got some good stock options. Who knows? If he plays his cards right.
Hey. Or maybe he kills them and takes over the bathhouse.
Right, he is an assassin. I mean, he could literally do. I mean, against Sakamoto, obviously you're going to look weak against Sakamoto. But then again, this is the same guy that struggled against two scrubs. I don't know. Maybe they're not. Maybe they're not scrubs either. Maybe they're actually really tough. But again, because it's Sakamoto, it just seems like they're scrubs.
The Creeper Storm said, I like how he told his parents he was going to be a hitman, like it was a semi-normal career option in this world. Yeah, like it was like, I want to be an astronaut or something. It's like, have you done your astronaut training? Have you done your assassination training? What?
Yeah, that's really hard to get into these days, to be an assassin. Are you sure that's what you want to do, son? Oh my god. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, because it felt like it was a job. That was a job, but that was just super unattainable. Like being president or being a lawyer or being a doctor. It felt like one of those like lofty type of jobs, but still a viable thing. Because that's not something you tell. Being an assassin, it's not something you tell your parents. Let alone anybody, but.
Right, I don't think that conversation would go well with anybody you tell. It's like, I want to be an assassin. You want to be a what? Yeah, I want to be an assassin. Like the people in those video games. What do you mean? like Hitman?
You want to be like a game developer for Assassin's Creed? Or?
Right. Someone, you want to work for Ubisoft? What? No. I want to actually kill people for money. Okay. We failed as parents. Why? Our son wants to kill people. He wants to be a murderer. Oh God, what did I go wrong? It was all those video games. I apologize. I should have never let you get into those.
This is what Grand Theft Auto 3 does to a kid.
Yep. It turns them into an assassin.
Damn it. Also,
gosh. That too. People want to be with Yor, and they're like, I'll be an assassin for you.
Is this what it takes? Yeah.
This is what it takes. Come here, Yor. My God. So that was like the first half. It was the whole bathhouse. Then in the second half, we're introduced to the Wu-Tang, Wu-Tang, Wu-Tang clan. And I was surprised that they were called out. I was like, I wonder if they mean what I think they mean. Wu-Tang probably means something in China. I don't know. But, I was thinking maybe there's a reference there to it. I don't know.
Nah.
I didn't see ODB. I didn't see him there.
Yo, where's Method Man? What the? No, because I mean, you got to think like they had to have gotten Wu-Tang for something. So
yeah, I don't know where they get it from. Maybe I'll look into that afterwards. But yeah, they appear, and we get a very weird individual that's really, really, really into Lou.
Yeah, he's like a sitcom without the relation.
I'm okay with that. But he's definitely obsessed with her. Like, he gushed gallons of blood out his nose and then just proceeded to talk like it was a normal conversation. Because he just went, "Ah, so I need you to come with me. I need you to come with me and go to this place and set my challenge, blah, blah, blah." By the way, Sakamoto blocked a bullet with a fucking knife. I mean, not a knife, a fork.
Yeah.
A fork, excuse me. He was just, that was cool. That was just straight up cool, as always, what he does. And you know, when you enter Sakamoto's world, if someone blocks with a fork, a bullet, you may want to go the other direction. Just saying.
With Sakamoto, you got to fight this man in the desert, and even then, I don't know.
Pick up the grains of sand.
Yeah, it's going to be something. It's going to be something ridiculous. But yeah, you just got to put him. You got to put him in that world that Squidward was in when he was like future.
Yeah, the void or whatever.
Yeah, something like that. Because anything in this man's hands can be lethal.
Yeah, for fucking sure. And what was the bet? Well, he was a part of. Well, Lou was a part of that whole clan when she was. Well, like the family was a part of it and whatnot. And then she's like, "I'm done. I'm out. I don't want to be a part of it anymore." Because you know how when you're a part of a clan or a gang or whatever, when you tell them you're out, they're totally and absolutely understandable when it comes to that. They don't at all fight you on that. It's like, I want to be out. Oh, you want to leave? I mean, I'm cool with that, fellas. You cool? Yeah, sure. Shit. Let's let him go. Okay, let's see you later. Oh, that was easy. No, they always want you dead or they want you back. That's what it comes down to.
With Wu-Tang, though, it's more so he has a strong devotion towards Lou because Lou's parents were the leaders of. I mean, it's just called the Lou clan. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
So, like for him, it's less of I'm doing this for the clan and more so like I'm doing this because I'm loyal to you and the clan, and like because Lou is really the leader of the clan now, if there is anything left of the clan.
Right.
So yeah, the whole challenge was they wanted to, or Wu wanted to challenge Sakamoto for Lou, as if he had custody of her. Like she's
right. And he was like, "Nah, I'm good. Yeah. I'm not interested."
Yeah, because Sakamoto was like, for Sakamoto, he's like, "Nah, I don't want to potentially lose Lou for no reason, just to challenge a weirdo like you. It doesn't make any sense." But Lou accepts the challenge because she wants to kind of like prove herself, almost. So I did like that. It's like she wants to make herself a prominent member of the family because they are pretty much a found family at this point.
Yeah.
So that's what was going on with this whole thing. So now they're tasked to challenge Wu-Tang with gaining the most money in this casino den, and yeah, they got to win more money than him at gambling, and that's the plot, essentially.
Yeah, that's it's interesting because I was like, right when everything was going on, I said to myself, yeah, Shin can read people's minds. It should actually be pretty easy. But then he admitted, I don't know how to play these games. And I'm like, shit.
Yeah.
Shit. Well, I guess it does give you a disadvantage if you don't know how to play it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because even if you know somebody's hands, like let's say poker, if you don't know how to play poker, if you know somebody's hand, that doesn't do anything for you.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Man, to be a mind reader and to go to someplace like Vegas or, like a casino or whatever, that'd be a trip. Because, you could read the dealer, especially if you're playing like blackjack. Mm-hmm. It's like,
I know this dealer's got 21. I'm folding, or ooh, they don't have it. They don't have it. Yeah, that'd be cool. But no, it's essentially the same.
I fully think they're going to try to kill you or something if you win too much.
I feel like, I know, and I've seen videos of YouTube videos where people are legit counting cards and they're winning lots of money. These fucking people tell them, you win too much, you got to leave. And it's like, well, first of all, they can't prove that you're counting cards. So, it's just a matter of,
That's always been a weird thing to me.
Yeah, me too. And it's weird because it's like, it's not, well, okay. They say it's illegal to count cards, but at the same time, they can't prove that you're doing it. Because what if you're just on a hot streak and you're just winning? But then, they'll still kick you out. And I just think that's weird. They'll kick you out if you're winning, but if you're losing your life savings and you're pouring it in, come on over, baby.
Hey,
you're my best friend. We'll comp that room for you. All that shit. Yeah, I've seen those videos where they'll have a hidden camera and they're doing that, and these people just walk right over and just tell them to leave. It's insane.
Well, gambling is very, I know this is like not really geared towards Sakamoto, but gambling is very predatory.
It is.
It's why I normally don't partake in it. At least
Same.
at least not in a real world sense. At least
right.
If I do any type of gambling, it's because I'm gambling on something that I have full control over. Like, let's say if I'm playing a 1-on-1 basketball game, I might gamble on that. But I'm not going to gamble on some shit like horses or something. Cause nah, I'm not doing it.
Horses, dog races. It's been a long time since I've done this, but I've went to like a couple of casinos and I'll just go in and put in a certain amount of money and just leave it at that. I'm not going to take any more out. I'm not going to do whatever. And I'll play like in-person blackjack with a dealer and everything. And I'll have my poker chips and I'll just play. And if I lose, I don't know, if I lose my $50, that's it. Walk away and don't do anything with it. If I get even a little bit of it, like if I even like push 20 or like get more than what I originally had, I'm like, done, leaving. Yep. And people are always just like, hey, you got a good hand, why don't you stay? I said, I guarantee you, I play the next round, I'm gonna lose all this.
Yep.
I'm not going to win $10,000, which that would be great, but I don't live in that world. I understand that everything's rigged, everything's tilted. When you go into a casino, they want you to lose. So if I get a little bit of money, that's fine with me. But I haven't been to one in, God, it's been a long time. I can't even remember.
The house always wins. And I think people misinterpret that as the house wins against you every time. No, they don't need to win against you every time. They have so many suckers that even if they lose against you, they still can't lose.
Yeah.
It's really that simple. Like, they're ultimately are going to win.
Yeah, their money generating things are always those slot machines. Those things are so rigged. At least when it comes to like cards, I at least know that I have a 50-50 chance of winning. But even then, it's odds are not in my favor.
Yeah.
But there was an after credits scene. Did you see this?
No, I didn't. What happened?
Yeah. So the people from the previous episode, the one that changes their outfit and turns invisible, and then his boss
with the scones thing or whatever the fuck. Crepes. Yes. I did see it.
Yeah. They had a floating crepe. It was basically just like a food truck, and they were doing a food crepe thing just because they lost their job at the science place. So I think they did pretty well for themselves because their gimmick was the floating crepe, and then they got their business through that. And that was just like a nice little tidbit. It just kind of showed where those people ended off in, and seems like they're doing pretty well for themselves. Good for them.
Yeah. The Creeper Storm said, didn't she say he was somehow related to her? I think they were. He's kind of like a big brother figure to Lou, but I don't think they're actually related to each other. So, yeah.
And how he put all this stuff in the bathhouse without his parents noticing.
Yeah.
Harkening back to the first part. Yeah, that's probably why they didn't want him to take over the business. This motherfucker's trying to kill everybody at this bathhouse.
Yeah, why are you putting a high pressure valve on a jacuzzi?
Yeah. Well, that was pretty much it. That was, once again, a fun episode. We got 2 episodes left because I think there was only 12. Yeah, only 12 episodes for Sakamoto Days. And so far, I've been very, very impressed. And I genuinely enjoy this. If they don't make any more, I may have to just read the manga. I mean, I already know, because you recommended it before this even became an anime series and said that Sakamoto Days is great. So I there's a bunch of things I need to get into.
Yeah.
So may have to do that after this, especially if it ends. Sakamoto only has 11 episodes.
Yeah.
No.
You want me to check it?
Please. Because if that's true, I'm going to be upset.
No, it's 11 episodes. Technically, it's already done.
Oh.
Yeah.
What?
So no, that's
real?
That's why when I went to seasonal anime, it went to spring immediately because technically the season is. So technically the season is already over. Like this is the last week of the winter 2025 season.
Well, he did say, Decrepit Storm said that a second core is already confirmed, so there's more to come. That makes me happy.
So
man.
I'm looking at the dates for the spring
How dare they?
2025 anime.
I feel like everything's just finishing up short. Because it's March the 17th, and we're not even in April yet.
Yeah. Yeah, most of these anime I'm looking for spring 2025 are like April 5th and beyond. So as far as like the shows that we're going to watch, because we're definitely watching Ranger Reject. That starts April 13th. So it's
Season 3 of Fire Force.
We have no idea what's going on in that anime.
No, to watch that would be so confusing. I'd literally be like, oh, there's more boob groping. Cool. Yeah. This looks like some things never change.
So we're definitely watching Lazarus, right? Which is the
that's the Watanabe anime.
Mm-hmm.
Shinichiro Watanabe.
And that starts April 6th, so
yeah. And then season 2 of Ranger Rejects. There's that Elf Girl Uncensored. No, I'm kidding.
Maybe Witch Watch, we'll see. I mean, you guys will get the updates on that stuff. But yeah, so basically the season's going to start, at least the spring season is going to start April 6th and beyond. So we got 2 weeks until then. And
we'll have a new Nakama Club. God, I can't believe we're about to... I mean, we're about done with this.
Because once we're done with Fullmetal Alchemist, should I say this? About next season?
Oh, no, I think we should wait. Because if he comes back next week, he'll say it.
Yeah, okay. All right, so the last segment...
Thank you, Decrepit.
These anime early is going to be gambling.
Not quite, but I appreciate it. But yes, last segment is none other than
questions.
Viewer questions. And there's only 2 this week. And I told Sasuke I would read both of them. He wants to go into it blind as a bat. So here we go.
Blind as girl dropping into a trash can. First question: gun to your head. Which of these options are you picking? 1, domain. Wait, oh my God, domination loss. DOMIN. Yeah, it's domination
we're
loss.
talking about hentai.
Okay, see, I didn't know what the fuck that meant.
I got
Number
you.
2,
I'll explain it.
Number 2, feet. Number 3, ugly bastard.
That's
What
it.
the hell is domination? Yeah, that's it. What the hell is domination loss?
Okay, so domination loss usually refers to, and I don't think this is locked into a gender, but domination loss is usually in reference to a character having like a domineering relationship with somebody. So like, let's say like there was a,
They're just controlling.
yeah, like let's say there was a dominatrix relationship with the sub.
Okay.
And in that relationship, the sub all of a sudden becomes the dominant figure. So the person who had the power initially loses the power.
Oh, okay. That's why it's called domination loss.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So that's the dynamic.
Guns to the back of your head. Which of these are you picking? So, where you have the power, then lose it. Feet or ugly bastard.
I feel like this question was geared
ugly
towards
bastard.
Yeah, this question was geared towards me.
By somebody that we may or may not know.
Yeah, because they're trying to funnel me into the feet thing, which I mean I guess is going to work because I don't like domination loss and I don't like ugly bastard, so I don't mind.
I'll take domination loss. I just learned it. I'll take it.
You're going to regret this.
I know I am. I'm terrible. Last question of the night. Do you consider orcs to be ugly bastards?
Yes.
I'm gonna look and say no. I think they're misunderstood.
Okay, that's where we're going with this.
I only say this because of Baldur's Gate 3 and Dungeons and Dragons and all that other stuff. Some people are born half orcs, and their father or mother was an orc, or their other half was like human. It's usually human or whatever it is. I don't think they're ugly bastards. I think they're just misunderstood. They just, some may look ugly and just have that persona, but overall they're just. It's how I look. It's what I do. I'm an ugly bastard, but I'm not.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're living in a naivete world, because I understand what you're saying, like from a perspective of like this is what it is, like actually is, but they're asking this in the context of hentai based on the last question. So if you're talking about orcs and hentai, it's a completely different category, because they're not talking about, hey, they can be good and help you on an adventure. No, they're talking about, because orcs in hentai are only rapists. That's all they do. They don't do anything else.
Well, see, I guess I didn't know the context. I guess if they're talking about hentai, then sure. Why not? If that's all they are, and if they're rapists in hentai, then yes, they're ugly bastards there too. So fine. There, you got me to admit it. Orcs are ugly bastards.
Sasuke sounds like Freya talking about demons. Listen, Decrepit Store. Hentai is a whole different world. Black people in hentai are completely different from black people. Black people in hentai are literally just fetish material for big dicks to be in the hentai. That's all they are.
Really?
Yes. If you see a black person in hentai, it's going to be because they have a big dick. That's it. That's literally it.
Damn.
It's a whole culture that is very degenerate, and honestly, I'm not proud to say that I'm knowledgeable about it, but it is what it is.
And I'm innocent and don't know anything.
Yeah, stay that way, please.
Just the stuff that you sent me. That's all I know.
Yeah, and that wasn't. if you would believe it, that's like the tip of the iceberg.
I believe it.
Yeah, I don't even think you hit the iceberg, really.
I feel like the worst thing I ever saw was a guy that like took these pills and turned into a girl, and then was like getting fucked by all of his friends all of a sudden, and it was just so weird. And then the girl that he had a crush on grew a dick that was like as long as my arm, and yeah, I remember seeing that, and I went, okay,
so you're at like medium level.
That's probably the worst I've seen. I'm sure there's probably some fucking worse shit than that, but I'm like, that's all I want to get to.
You're like at 6 out of 10 of how bad it can actually be.
Yeah, like you said, medium level. I'm just those medium wings that I want to go to hot. I want to get to super hot. I want to get to suicide. I don't want to get those flavors. Oh man. Yeah. That's probably the worst one I've seen. But I keep hearing, well, C-Tactics talked about it, saying, what was it, Black Butler or
Bible
what
Black.
the fuck? Bible Black. I heard that one's really bad, and I'll take his word for it. I'll take your word for it.
It's not as bad as the worst, for sure. It's just popular. The one that's bad that always circulates, that's always talked about, is one called Metamorphosis, which is just basically.
That already sounds bad.
Yeah, it's just torture porn. I don't want to get into like what it all covers. So I was just
like I said, like Decrepit said, I will take your word on that.
Yeah. But yeah, man. If you guys want to hear us elaborate more on hentai and other random truths in the world, submit your questions. There is always a link in the description for you guys to submit your questions. There's a Google Doc. You write in your questions. We answer those questions. And usually we're very open about answering these questions as long as it's not like intrusive to, like our morals and whatnot. So you want to ask a question? Go ahead and do that. We have a Patreon that EA frequently posts in the chat. You only had to pay a single $1. There's nothing in this world, in America at least, that you could spend $1 on at this juncture and get any value out of. Name it. Like a bubblegum machine? What are you getting out of that?
You're getting like one bubblegum.
Yeah,
right.
You're not getting anything. With us, $1 gets you Watamote podcast, Drunken podcast, SpongeBob podcast, Pokemon podcast, all the backlog for our podcast, and there will be more, I promise you. In fact, I'm going to set something up next week, or maybe even this week. We'll see.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm down with that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, if C's down, I'll totally be down.
Yeah. But yeah, so our Patreon, obviously our individual channels. You can find me on Satsuki the Savage, YouTube, as well as Satsuki the Savage with a D-A, not a T-H-E. On my Twitch, EA. I know you got some channels that they can go to if they want to find you.
Yes, sir. You can find me at my channel, Everything Animated. Haven't really posted much there. I've been really posting more on this channel more than anything, the King of Anime podcast. I've done supercuts. I've done 2 so far. I got another one lined up in the future. Also, Decrepit Storm. We appreciate you. We absolutely appreciate you. We do see that the tax does take it, but you know what? It does help improve the channel, and it helps. It just keeps us going, man. And you are our number one guy.
Sure.
I don't know if we've said this to you enough, but you literally are our number one guy when it comes to the Patreon. But just overall, you're just a wonderful person. So you can see me all there. I need to get back on my Twitch game. Speaking of Twitch, this past weekend, me and Sasuke were playing some Lockdown Protocol. Super fun game. I cannot wait to play it with a full lot of people, because it seems like it would be just super fun and just intense and just one of those just deceiving type games.
Yeah.
Pretty fun. I did also download just a few others because they had like a spring sale not that long ago. I downloaded this game called Repo. I've heard nothing but good things about it, and I want to play it. It was only $10, so I figured give that a try too. I downloaded Grand Theft Auto 4, the complete edition that has the Liberty City stories. You know, Ballad of Gay Tony and that biker one or whatever. All for $7. I remember buying that brand spanking new, and it was just, you know, the DLCs came later, but hey, I figured I love Grand Theft Auto. I love 4 and I love 5. Yeah, that was great. That was fun. Anyway, looking forward to doing some more of that, and yeah, you can catch me on all those channels.
All right. So again, appreciate you guys for watching. I feel like this was a good podcast. Hopefully you guys will join us for the next one. And yeah, y'all have a good night, morning, afternoon, wherever you may be. Peace and love. KOA, the KOA. We are out.
Later.